and welcome to our preview video for our October sale on the 26th with over 160 lots. We'll see what we've got in.
Starting with this pair of Daimlers, V1266, earlier car, really nice car, Japanese import as well, which is quite cool. Nice spec, really pretty thing, proper moody old school Jag Daimler.
Yeah, good mileage, 62,000 on that one. Yeah, it is, and a long wheelbase, later shaped XJ, 41,000 miles on this car, factory long wheelbase, in black, with V8, yeah.
Over rugs, picnic trays, heated rear seats. It's a lot of car for the money, really, isn't it?
A nice example of that shape and a nice example of that shape.
Yeah.
Staying with Daimlers, we've got a nice Sovereign 4.2, low mileage again, long-term ownership this one, I believe.
Same owner since the 90s.
1999, yeah, so 26 years, 25 years, sorry.
Nice colours, red on cream, white.
So like the poster colours is in the cream, red. When you compare it to like the Mark II Jag or whatever, similar sort of stuff, it's, I mean, a bargain at 4 to 5 grand.
Nice and straight, white on cream, good colours, like we say, and a nice, straight, honest, usable classic. They're quite a big thing as well. You forget how big they are. Yeah. In a good way.
Saying that, you put them out on the road and they don't feel big anymore, do they?
No.
Same with those. And we've got a pair of Rolls, which we'll move up to.
We'll keep it. We're going quite quick. That one. We're keeping it flying up here. We'll keep it quite quick.
Well, you've nipped away from your fishing trip, haven't you?
Yes.
With your fishing hat.
Pair of Shadows here. We've got a Shadow 1 in black. Chrome work's just been done. Everflex roof with a black interior. Nice looking car, this one. Originally it was white and it was I think silver at some point. The current vendor bought it, it was white. He's had it resprayed black to match the Shadow. That's a factory Shadow, black Shadow car with the gold mascot. Yeah, both Mason's black. Again, chrome work's been done on that, so they look really fresh with the black paintwork, with those fresh chrome bumpers. Just finish them off nicely. Green interior on that one. Again,
it's had the money spent in the right places. I mean, a black paint job on a Shadow is expensive. The chrome work is expensive.
Well, if you look at the chrome on the Shadow 1, obviously you got some rubbers on there. The chrome's really nice on the bumpers. It just finishes the cars off correctly, how they should be. Green interior, like I say on that one.
There isn't, because you can see the difference. It's a lot of people say they want a Shadow and they don't know which one they want or why they want it. Your camp Shadow 2, you love Shadow 2s. I personally prefer the look of a 1, but actually nice having 2 the same colour next to each other, so you can actually see the difference. That full chrome front bumper, the sort of smaller Shadow 2 bumpers with the valance, big differences on the interior, difference on how they drive. But it's nice.
You just love all Shadows, don't you, Tubbs?
No comment. We've got to be impartial.
No, we don't. Just say you don't like Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow.
Vile.
That's alright. That's
I don't like either, but we've had this argument over Mercedes and all sorts along the line. But I do like this one. In all fairness, this one, because of the black, does do a little bit for me.
Black,
whereas normal Shadows don't, but this does. It does have a bit more presence.
An Arnage though.
An Arnage or Arnage, if people call them, or weird names. But yes, we do have a nice Arnage R.
So this is actually very dark blue, this car. It's not black, it's a very dark blue. In the sunlight it just sort of it pops colour. The colour really pops on this one. So it's a 6.75 twin turbo car. So it is the Arnage. Oh yes, there you go.
Into the red label. So what was the old pushrod engine? Replacement to that, facelift. Reworked the whole engine. 2 different turbos.
It's the Bentley engine, that, isn't it?
Yeah. Which to me, on the Arnage, if you're going to buy one, it's a bit weird buying the BMW. It's a lovely car.
I've noticed is the power steering on those 6.75s compared to the 4.4. The power steering is so light on that compared to the 4.4. And again, it's a nice mileage usable car.
They always drive better on a few miles, though. We've had loads of these and they always drive better on a
sunroof as well, which we love, the fact it's got a sunroof.
And the vendor was very pleased when me and Dad went and picked it up to tell me and reiterate everything works.
It does actually.
Which is quite rare for an Arnage, isn't it?
Well, normally something doesn't work. I'd like to know how much a sunroof was back in 03.
Extra, wasn't it? Yeah. 5 grand just to have a sunroof. I mean, this was what, £190,000 car new? At £10,000, they've done all their depreciating. They're generally pretty reliable. You know, it's a lot of car for the money.
We'll stay British, shall we? Keep going up the line as it was.
I think this is Toby's favourite car in the sale, isn't it?
I really like it. Obviously, it's
the best colour.
So we had this conversation yesterday when you went in. Me and James and Dad, and I do generally think it's the best colour.
Although he did say he'd have one that's not two-tone, which is insane to me.
Monotone red. Monotone red will look, don't get me wrong, fantastic two-tone. This one is a very, very nice example. Been through a full restoration over a certain period of time. The vendors had it for a long time. One previous owner.
UK
car from New. The guy that actually owns it's part of the Healey Club, quite high up in the Healey Club, so he does know everything about
part numbers guy, isn't he? He starts telling you about BN2 this and
the finish on the actual car. The finish on the car is absolutely bang on. His attention to detail is lovely. The engine's lovely. Everything's right on it. It's ready to go, ready to enjoy. It's turnkey, ready to be enjoyed. You know, it is right. It is as nice as you're going to find, especially through an auction. I'd like to think it's up there with one of the best cars. Well, certainly the best Healey we've had through, but one of the nicest cars we've had overall.
It's the best 60s classic we've had this year.
Yes,
definitely.
And again, they're down at the minute. It is a buyer's market on most classics at the minute, but I think they're sensibly priced. And this time next year, you'll be laughing driving around in one of those. Yeah, they do. I
think this would have been £20,000 more this time last year.
Yeah. But overall, it is attention to detail on the cars bang on.
But if you want a Healey, you want a 3000, which this is. You do want red and cream. That's the one everybody wants, and you want it perfect. And it is all those three things.
Yeah. He's done a head of a job on it. Like, I wouldn't like to sit here and work out how much it would cost you to get the car that standard. It's certainly not what the guide price that
you're over 100 grand at that car, aren't you? To get it as is.
Yeah. Well, you know how much your front shroud is.
Yeah. We'll keep going down. I think we'll have a look at a pair of Clio hot hatches. We'll come down this middle row. We've got a Clio 172 Sport here and a Clio 197 Gordini. And we had the conversation the other day, those Renault 5 Gordinis are crazy money now. At some point we'll be standing here talking how we used to sell these.
They're already starting to turn, because you could buy a nice one.
£5 a piece. We'll be standing there telling people the story on when they were £5 each and not 30 grand.
I mean, you had one of these, what, 5 years ago? 1,500 quid, it was a nice car. A very nice one is 8 now. A trophy's 15. They're probably, I think they've done all their depreciation. They aren't going up quite yet, but if you're gonna get one of 500, that was owned by someone from the BTCC who was in the Clio Cup at the time, which is quite cool.
Tom Fulton?
We'll put it in the description, I can't remember.
I just got a little Multec on it, so it sounds good.
Yeah, but it's a nice clean car. They're quite unusual. They're normally ragged with silly suspension and big exhaust, but this one's had the belts to phases done not so long ago and everything when we were going through it, wasn't it? Charlie's going to talk about our Jag because he absolutely loves it.
It's not a Jag, Charlie, was it?
It's Jag. Yeah. They're great cars, these. So this is a late model XK8. So when the last sort of run out of them, they gave them a nicer front bumper, all colour coded, and these lovely wheels. The interior, they sort those out, give them a little nav unit, the green wood. Again, an overall really nice 4.2. It's a proper usable. I would daily drive that happily. There's a few little marks here and there on it, but good enough to present to the show, good enough to daily drive. And that we always say these late model V8s are going to go up in value.
I think they're probably at the lowest they're ever going to be now. I mean, it's a big Jag coupe for sub 10 grand. They aren't going to stay down there for long because there's a lot of them that have rotted away. There's a lot of them that have been binned off for their 200,000 miles because they are pretty reliable for a Jag.
Yeah.
So a sub 100,000 mile sort of nice spec one, so nice colour, nice wheels, nice interior with a good history file is always going to be a good buy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very nice car.
Or your alternative is 911, 996, which is in exactly the same boat at the minute.
996 cab, the hard top there. Again, a nice, again, a 4, yeah. So you can use that when the snow and the ice comes, no bother at all.
Yeah. And actually, they look really good with the coupe hard top on.
We'll stay 4-wheel drive. So we've got a Pro Drive. What we've got here is a Subaru Impreza RB, so it's the Richard Burns car, and it's a Pro Drive, so it says there number 403 out of 500.
This was a
as a WR Sport, so there was only 150.
So there's a 500 RB5s, 170 of them with the WR Sport models.
With all the Pro Drive bits on it. Again, the guy, it's a Lero, love this one. It's been restored really nicely, carefully over a long period of time. Everything's back to standard on it, which is nice as well. It's not been messed around with. He told us that it took him a while, but those spotlights were the last new old stock spotlights he could find.
Done is he's put normal ones in and he's put the original ones in the boot because you can't find them, and it's got the caps and everything with them. He had the stickers remade like inch per he knows his stuff. He's had to get really deep dive on it.
You can see that when you go through the history though, again, because there's photographs of everything that's been done to it, which makes it a nice history file.
Yeah. I mean, you can't buy a cheap Subaru Classic, like a nice-ish one, for £8, but a limited numbers one, they're a bit quicker. They've got the ProDrive bits on, so it's sort of modified, but modified by someone that was allowed to modify them. It's kind of the one you want, really.
Especially with it being the model that it is, I think it's a lovely, lovely car.
The stupid thing is, if it was a special edition with 2 doors like that, 50 grand. Look at what P1 is now. Yeah. Something a bit more your wheelhouse, Toby.
Oh, RS2 Series 1. This has been in long-term dry storage.
Since the early 2000s, isn't it?
Yeah. But a proper car. It's all there. The seats are good.
I've never seen bolsters on an RS Recaro that's better than that, ever.
Well, the bolsters are intact. There's a tiny little bit of wear at the bolster, but there's nothing major.
They want a little some attention to brakes. It wants a tune-up, doesn't it? But again,
he's sort of got it back to looking so you know exactly what you're getting. It starts and it runs. It doesn't stop very well, but it's a Series 1, nice low mileage.
Sub 20 grand.
Underneath is fantastic.
Exactly right, Toby. Sub 20 grand. More importantly, sub 20 grand.
It doesn't need full splitted. It doesn't need a full strip down. The bodywork's good. In fact, the bodywork's very usable as is. A couple of little things that we would do to change it, but you don't have to. It's nice underneath, yeah, really nice. It's still white. It hasn't been caked in under seal. It hasn't been clattered or welded.
What was your favourite thing about under the engine bay? What's it still got?
I still got the airbox. Got really excited. I'm not going to get into detail how excited I got, but I got very excited about the airbox.
Last one we saw with an airbox did £44,000 in auction.
I got told off the same wet last time.
Another white car in slightly different condition. This one really impressive.
70 MG Roadster, white, chrome wire wheels, black interior. That's all you need to say.
Best MG we've had this year?
Certainly is, yeah. Again, underneath this car's lovely. It's overdrive on the dash, that lovely gear stick on those earlier models. Nice original wheel on it, not a little thing, but a proper car. We're into this like.
They always need something, don't they?
You're gonna go on.
I'm gonna go back to being me.
So you can have your really nice original chromes, wire wheels, brand new hood, new interior, everything exactly as it should be, but you would rather have one where they've shoehorned a V8 into it.
Bum, 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 bum. Yes.
Sorry, what does it do?
Bum, 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 bum. It's a bit rough and idle like. Yeah. 7
We actually sold this car last year, didn't we? And the guys owned it, had some fun with it, put a few orange bits on it there and brought it back in like a lot of classics.
You can make the argument for both. You can make the argument for the nice standard car, but actually the V8s are okay.
I like the way they drive.
They are fun.
They've got plenty of power.
At least it's, I mean, for me, if you're going to do it to a rubber bumper one. Don't ruin a chrome. Like, the chromes are the ones to have. Don't stop.
Most of them
now wrong with the rubber bumper, you know. I like a rubber bumper.
Most of the V8s have got the C bonnets on or a big bulge or something. It doesn't look like a V8.
Yeah,
but it goes bum 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 bum.
Rubber V8 in it. A little bit of power.
It's made Charlie's day, hasn't it?
It has,
Worst come back for his fish and chip.
I'm worried about a V8 sounding like that. That doesn't actually sound like this. It runs really nice. The engine's lovely on it. Don't listen to Toby's noises on it.
Why would you walk around videos so people can see the dogs on that? Alternative is a lovely coupe instead of a convertible.
So Mark III GT6, again a nice base car, a nice usable car. Go on, Tobes.
Can't do the engine noise?
No, you can't. The engine's lovely on this one as well. There's a few little bits around the body if you look at it hard enough, but again, really sensibly priced. I don't know what more you want.
Just use an Impreza, couldn't you? It's
sound. They do sound excellent. They sort of.
They're really good. They look. Compare them to a Spitfire without that roof. The difference is.
My problem is, even if you compare them to an MGs, they're just so good.
They look a bit. Yeah.
They are so good. We like them.
They look a lot more money than they are as well.
Talk about a couple of kit cars. No.
That's a kit cars.
We think that's factory built. A couple of fiberglass cars. So this is a Lomax Lombarda 3, based on a 2CV.
Sorry,
I think it's mint.
What was it, sorry?
A Lomax Lombarda 3, based on a 2CV. I've driven this car and I think it's excellent.
Both of us went down the road, genuinely did fit.
Yeah.
It was good.
Well, believe then the things is a factory build car. The fiberglass is mint on it. Like, there's no craze, no cracking. It's a real good laugh. It's still on the 2CV box. So the gear changes are nice. I really like it. Yeah, it sounds mint. I really like it.
The fit and finish, as much as we can't prove it, I would say it probably is a factory car because every nut and bolt is like in the right.
It's not been built in a shed that like.
No,
It's so sort of quirky that it's odd that it's the sort of thing that we like. It's different. It is cool. It's excellent.
The sad thing is, normally with stuff like this, that's quirky, people think that's an excuse for bad paintwork or things not tightened up and oil leaks and rattles and stuff. But genuinely, when we went down the road, there was not a squeak, not a rattle. It flew.
It was so smooth to drive.
4.5 to 5.5 grand that we've got on this. What could you buy that's cool, quirky, and convertible?
Maybe a scruffy MG Roadster, and that's about it. And it's not quick. Yeah.
Nothing Spitfire.
Don't have that gear change. I love that gear change on a 2CV.
And everything on it.
The engine sticks out.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
We've got a 2CV. I don't know if you can cut it out to it. We'll go up there or we're going to stay there because we're talking 2CV.
Fiberglass.
Well, we'll have a look at that, Lewis, and then we'll wander up there. That's fine.
We've known this car for a while. The guy's been popping in. We've sold other cars from him, and I can't say the word. Europa.
So ugly, it's good looking, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like James. So ugly, it's good looking. Wide in places. Yeah. And yellow.
A little bit slow, but quick when it wants to be.
Hard to get in.
Right. Talk about the Lotus.
A very good value twin cam because there's a few different variants of them.
So they did it. Was it a 6?
A 14, a 15, a 16.
Yeah.
This is a 16 twin, so it's the one to have. For me, they've got to be in a bright colour. You see them in that dark green or black, they don't look right.
No, they normally see them in the turd brown.
Yeah.
And they just look awful. They look god awful. But it's bold, isn't it? And it just makes the whole car look right.
And this is really, really nice. There's no heavy crazing anywhere. The fiberglass isn't wavy. Interior's lovely on it. It is a struggle to get in. But once you're in there,
he likes to use his cars as well. So they're always on the button. They always drive properly. Once you get in it.
Knowing him, you wouldn't think twice about jumping this and just going off to Europe in it.
No, he's done it.
He will have.
Isn't it?
It's a really, really good example as well, and it's unbelievably sensibly priced.
You can't buy a twin cam for sub 20 grand.
Now,
Unless you
we don't know. Let's see what it ends up.
Based on this is sub 20. It's a very special car for sub 20 grand.
Both it is, and it is different again, quirky, different. You know, it's ticking all the boxes for us with it being a twin car. It's yellow, it's in mint condition, interior's lovely. You don't need to do anything. There's no real room for improvement. You might want to give it a hand polish
and some Vaseline so you can get in and out.
And some Vaseline so you can get in.
Talking about the car.
Another yellow car.
Where?
What's the yellow?
Where?
Ford.
Is there a Ford?
Banned off YouTube yet.
Why?
So this is a what, Toby?
A Ford.
Yes, thank you.
Mark 1 Escort Perana. So
was it South African import?
So South African import, so it'll be the Type 48 shell as factory.
Yeah, but they were only available in South Africa, so it's not like it's a detractor.
They didn't get an RS. Basically.
So they shipped 100 RS 1600s over there originally with BDAs in, but the BDAs, which as much as we love them, are too fragile for South Africa. They don't like dust, they don't like any of that. So the first hundreds were converted. Yeah.
So it's a 2 litre Pinto.
Yeah. This first Pinto powered factory Escort, Perana. It's quite interesting.
Shit, man, didn't know that.
Yeah, they are.
On a set of twin Webers.
Yeah.
So sounds immense. We've got induction noise. Really good.
No induction what?
I'm not going to do it again, Charlie. But just once is it registered? No, once registered. We've got the Nova number.
It's just a form at this point.
But it just wants the form filling in, an MOT put on, and it's ready to go.
Particularly rare special Escorts in the best colour, I think.
Yeah.
And normally the South African ones, you know, they've had that very quick paint job where there's all these builds up of paint here and there, whereas that is a very nice paint job.
Because the rear seams, which you see on the walk round, are all good. The panel gaps, the door gaps, the boot in fact shuts and hasn't got the whoop.
No, it's a lovely shell.
It's a proper thing.
You know, it's a Pinto. And it's quite a special car. A lot of people don't really know what they are.
If this was a UK RS 2000, the guy would be double.
Yeah. Well, most Peranas were brought back here and converted back to 1600s.
Right.
So there's not actually that many 2 litres left.
Right.
Which is quite special.
So 410 with Toby. James had more knowledge on this one.
When you know what we're like, when something comes in that we aren't as au fait on it as we should be, we're going to go and learn about it, and that's the game. You know, you've got to know what you're selling, haven't you? But no, really lovely car.
Talk about his dolly,
Charlie's desperate to talk about 2 CVs.
He loves a dolly. Go on, Charlie. Tell me all about your dolly.
Right. excellent car on its own as it is, been improved with a galvanised chassis. The only issues everyone, the issue on these are the chassis. It's got a galv chassis on it. You could not buy a galv chassis and have somebody fit it to your 2CV for the price that this car is guided at. So that's it done.
It means you can take a carton of eggs across a field, which they were made for, without snapping in half because you've got a galv chassis.
Yeah, it's got a point.
That's a valid point, that.
But to be fair, we're talking about quirky cars, and they're not quite often bought by someone maybe as a first classic or something like that. Yeah, they've got a funky gear shift, but once you get used to it, it actually is really nice. They're pretty reliable, they're pretty simple. You can get every single part from them from 2 or 3 different places in the UK. And then, like you say, it's got a galvanised chassis. You're ready to go.
I'm going to make you cringe, you know what that is? It's a family fun car.
Family fun car.
Yeah.
This is the family fun car. It's got 4 seats and no roof.
Yeah, but the problem is, right, I've got 2 young children, right?
But your little one would fall out of that.
I'd put them in the back of there, they would have these chains off, these side guards off, and they'd be legless because they'd be sticking them out and everything. It's cool.
Been done as a border patrol vehicle, as a replica for that.
It was built in a university in Germany as an engineering project, the engineering department's project.
Was that for the structural side of it?
Yeah, so it was on a brand new shell. And when you look, I mean, you know Beetles, when you look under the bonnet and you look down the centre section, the strengthening, I mean, look at the pillar.
Yeah.
Was correct to what they did back in the day, but they've gone way above and beyond. It's even got the correct wood floor in it, like it's supposed to have. It's supposed to be like a late 1940s, early 1950s German border patrol vehicle. If there's anything like that can get away with it, it's a Beetle, because you can get away with modifying them. People roof chop them, people put V8s in them, people build dune buggies. Like it's a really interesting bit of kit. Yeah. And for the money, you could go to a how many Beetles could you buy, go to a VW show and be the only one with it? Yeah. You aren't going to get another one. And because it was a university, through a fortune.
You're not going to offend any VW Beetle owner because they like all the quirkiness.
Exactly. The guy that owns it now is a VW specialist. He's had it for a long time, and he reckons that this one is the one that he would drive anywhere. So it is ready to go. Another VW that you're a bit more obsessed with?
The T1. It was started life as a New York delivery panel van. It came into the country a few years ago by the current vendor, who's fully restored it. Used all the right panels from Alan Schofield.
The straight panel when I need. You laugh at Schofield. Tell the camera what you're laughing at.
I'm listening, but no, your knowledge is overwhelming. Yeah, go on.
It's got the straightest panels of any T1 we've ever had in.
You can look down and say it's straight, the arches are nice. We went round it, it's not cracked full of filler like you would normally see.
What I like about it is the two-tone line. Normally when you see them, the two-tone line, you run your hand across it, you can feel the lip. That is lovely. The paint on this car has been done to a very, very high standard. A lot of times with these commercial things, a lot of these times with the commercial things, they're a little bit ripply and they get away with it. That thing is straight as. Yeah.
Normally you can't get away with it, especially on a panel van. When the windows, you can get away with it, but that is
really nice. You started to do a camper van conversion. If that's what you want to finish, excellent. But to me, it's a blank canvas. I'll turn it back into a panel van. Yeah. To be honest with you. No. Just leave it as is. It wants to stay as is.
That heritage certificate shows it did have seatbelts in the rear from new.
It was seatbelts from factory. There's a full heritage certificate that goes through. It was meant to be originally all dove blue, but obviously it's been two-toned.
Forgive that because it looks.
It came with grey leatherette. It wasn't a cloth van. It was a well-spec'd van to start with, and it's obviously been well looked after over the years because of how well it shows now. A couple of bits to finish it off. It's had all sorts.
It's nice that it's blank in there though, because you can do your own thing, can't you?
You see these advertised at 30, 40, 50. Again, not here. It's sub 30 grand for. You could use it as is if you want.
If you're looking to buy stuff at the minute, we know it's a buyer's market. Yeah. The prices are the same.
Buy for sub 30 grand.
Definitely. You couldn't get anywhere. I mean, the paint job's 10, 12 grand, isn't it?
The restoration it's had is 25, 30 grand all day long.
Oh, speaking of quirky things, really weird, half size, sort of like your Austin Special style Roadster thing. Charlie just fit in it. You weren't comfortable.
Wasn't that comfortable, no. It was sort of being like,
You're a bit panicky.
a little bit high.
So we'll fit in with these then.
Oh, we'll definitely. But it's a 200cc. Normally these sort of things, it's home built, but it's been built really well. Lovely wooden frame. Normally they're like a cheap Chinese copy engine, aren't they? There's a 200cc Honda in it.
Yeah, it's got the 4-stroke single cylinder. It's onto a direct chain drive, so you pull it and away it goes. Brakes onto one wheel, which actually works pretty good in all fairness to it. Yeah. So yeah, a bit of fun for not a lot of money, really.
Actually, everybody that's seen it said the same thing. They probably would just put it somewhere and look at it because it's
rafter.
Yeah, it's all you need to do. Really good bit of fun. Or for a little bit more money, you can get a full-size Ford Zephyr, 6-cylinder, manual gearbox.
It is a 6-cylinder. Everyone sort of asks that question, don't they?
Zephyr 6, bench seat, manual gearbox. It's
red on red.
Red on red. It's about as close as we came to a American saloon car, I guess, in the 60s. No reserve.
Yeah, no, excellent.
And it is worth pointing out, people always ask us, why is it no reserve, what's wrong with it? There must be something wrong with it, it's at auction, no reserve. And really, that's not the case. As we know, there is
I've had this along the road, so I know it runs and drives.
Exactly, but there's always 1,000 reasons for no reserve. For example, this one, we sold the guy a lovely Rolls-Royce in the last sale. He had a Zephyr and a Silver Spirit. He's decided to put them into one more valuable car that he's going to use. There is no sense in these cars coming back to him. They have to go. It's not always about money for people. Sometimes it's about clearing space.
Or they want to see them get used, or they want to see them get loved. If he's got this new car he's not going to have time for, they're to go.
Exactly. And to be fair, if there's ever anything wrong, that's why we do our walk around videos. We'll point out what we see, but don't see no reserve as a death sentence. It's not that. This car has to be sold. Dead simple.
Agree, yeah.
And the other car that came from him is that Spirit, which Charlie, you really like.
Yeah, it's an 81 car, nice colours, nice interior, nice and usual. It's a little bit choked up when we drove it in, it was a little bit spluttery, wants a bit of a service, a bit of a tune-up, but again, no reserve.
That's the reason.
Like James was saying, wasn't using it, so you can tell that, you can tell straight when a car comes in, they're not being used, a little bit choked up, there's sort of green in places you wouldn't normally find it. A good mileage car where we're sort of...
You'd bet money on it being right.
Yeah, we're at 90% sure that this car, the mileage is right on it. It did have a speedo change, but we've got all that documented. It was 2-year-old when I have a speedo change of 4,000 miles.
So we reckon it's landing at 34,000 miles, which for one of these is nothing.
It's on 38,000, but the paperwork's like that. It's a good read on the paperwork. So again, no reserve in lot 1. So that should be an interesting one to see whether. No, not at all. Not at all.
For someone, a very, very, very valuable. Cost-effective way into a Rolls-Royce.
100%. And these early Spirits actually, when you look at Spirit 3,
starting to sit a lot prettier than they did. They aged the wrong way for a while with us, and I think now when you see it out in the hall on its own, you can you take it in a little bit on actually how pretty it is, and it's a really good colours, everything on these rollers.
But when you look at the price of a late Spirit now, I mean, a good late Spirit's 35 grand at the top end.
Well, haven't they?
So the early ones, I know it's a carburettor car, but that's not the end of the world. They're bulletproof engines, and really what it wants is a tank of fuel, it wants its head kicked in, and that would sort it out more than anything.
A swift drive, dear.
Yes.
It's a Rolls-Royce, you can't kick a head in.
Swift drives. Clan Crusader.
Ever since we've started, what's the one car you've wanted in here more than anything else?
So Washington built supercar. They were built down the road from us.
He's griefing your knowledge, he's about to lay it on thick, yeah.
Are these better than MGTF?
Yes. So the Washington built, I was told that they used to sell these in the factory without the wheels on them, so they sold them as a kit car to get round the VAT on them.
Right.
Can't steal the wheels if there's not on.
So it's a Coventry Climax engine, same as a Hellman Imp. Standard thing that everyone did. They were
fire pump.
And a water pump. This one's been bought out to 998, which is a fairly standard modification that everyone did on them, and it's been done with he's actually used liners and pistons to turn it into a 998. Again, nothing bull from the ground up. The guy has changed absolutely everything on this car. Every bush, every pin, everything has been done. The underneath of it is unbelievable.
He builds race cars for a living, and this was his car.
Really, it's a cool thing, built in the northeast of England. Like, what do you want?
I don't know if he's in
It has, it's a really, really nice car. It's been painted in Porsche Le Mans blue. He's to tell us that. I'm just all over it. I think it's mint.
That's a lot of car for 6, 7, 8 grand. A lot of fun.
It's the same thing that we keep repeating ourselves. You could not restore that car for anywhere near that amount. Every single suspension bush has been changed. And look, the engine bay opens like that. That's mint.
It's a gull wing engine bay.
Look at the engine on that, it's blinging.
If you forget to strap it down when you're away, it's not going to flip up.
The trick is, it's just the same with anything with that engine. You've just got to rev it to bits.
Yeah.
But that being a 998 bored out and everything on the fiberglass supercar, it's gonna go well and handle fantastic. It's a lot of fun.
He's changed everything on it, so it's all new. It's all mint. I think it's great. If I wasn't so tall and muscular, I could get it muscular.
Muscular.
Yeah, I'd drive that every day, but it's not sort of built for me. Aye.
We've always done really well with these things. We set 2 auction records in the same sale, didn't we? Had a pale blue one like this that did well, and then we had a double plus, which is a special edition that then broke the record again. This one we're not expecting to break records again, different market. Does want a little bit of finish, and the interior is a little bit grubby, which is easy to sort out, but actually the bodywork's nice on it, engine's good on it. Everybody that comes in here loves a HA van, don't they? Their dad had one or whatever.
More of these vans, the moggy vans, this sort of van, being put back to work as advertisement as what they did back in the day.
Well, the ULEZ free, aren't they?
Probably.
I'm sure. The tax and MOT exempt.
To be fair, I did find out that ULEZ can't pick up black plates anyway. So anything with black plates is ULEZ free.
So anything with black plates is ULEZ free.
So if someone wants to put that on my normal car, that'll be fine.
But like we say, back to the point. You know, they are getting used for what they were used for 40 years ago, which is really nice that it's sort of upcycling back to where they should be, really, innit?
Because you'd rather drive this than a modern Ford Connect or something like that, because reliability is better.
The last one we sold was bought by a guy who started a massive van hire business, which Dad did, and this was the first van they had. He was going to go and use it. I mean, it's really cool. It's, you know, it's a shame for just to sit there and do nothing. So it's a practical classic, and it's still car size. It's still just a car. It's no different from a VV. You can use every bit on it. Which is the same, you can be said for that.
So this is a 1100 here, Austin 1100. This is actually a 2-owner vehicle. Yeah. So again, it's the proof of the reliability in the sort of the way that these cars were built. That it's a 2-owner from new car. The engine's lovely. If I turned the key on that car now, that much choke, it wouldn't even do 1 revolution before it fired up. It's just a proper thing.
Is it still on wet suspension?
Still on wet suspension.
It sits really well for a wet suspension car.
They can get away with that sort of baby food colour. They were all a funny colour. I
think the pictures don't really do it justice, because in the photos it looks quite bright, but it's not. It's a mushy pea green, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. It's mushy pea green.
We sold one earlier in the year, which was stone dead mint, which was an MG variant. Did best part of 14 grand. I mean, we've got a guide of what, 3.5 to 4.5 grand on that.
So you'll be the 3rd owner on this car. It's crazy.
And good entry level.
It is ready to go.
They're so usable as a whether it's entry level or whatever they are, whatever your experience is with the classic car. It's like one of those cars that we always talk about. You go to the local show and everyone wants to talk to you because they're liked by everyone, aren't they?
Everyone's got a positive opinion about it. That's all that matters. One that they don't know they have an opinion on is because they don't know it exists.
So this is a Fiat 128 Sport L, which is really quite a rare car as it was. The only one that we found sold for like 4 years ago, didn't it? Yeah. It started life out as a 1300, but it's actually had a 1500 out of a X19 put in it.
Which seems like it was quite a common mod back in the day, right?
Yeah, it would be quite a thing. So it's quite nippy. It looks like a little Jensen from the front of it. It's a really pretty looking car, and it is mega rare, this thing.
It's got like a D Tomasa front end look to it, hasn't it? Like Jensen, kind of angry, but it's smaller than it looks.
Vendor did say that those wheels that are on it were an optional extra, not on this car.
Italian Speedline wheels.
He searched for the wheels to put on this car because it was an extra, but again, really pretty and really rare and quite an oddball thing.
Yeah, you're not going to pull up next to another one, eh?
No.
I think we looked. I think there's 3 left on the road. That's it.
Something like that, and the fact that we can't find it selling in the last 4 years is a really good sort of market on the money is whatever you say it is, because tell me that I'm wrong.
Yeah, be interesting to see what it does. Can we move on to my favourite car in this sale, which I never thought I'd say about a Corvette?
Mini?
No, it's not a Mini. I never ever thought I'd say that about a Corvette, genuinely. We've had quite a few early Corvettes, C3, C4s, whatever. This car's gorgeous, genuinely. It's factory white, red leather, manual. Never mind as an option on a Corvette, I think they're one of the best sets of wheels ever made for anything. They're gorgeous.
It just screams 80s, doesn't it?
100%. But the car was bought by the first British owner in the States on 10,600 miles. He then went and did Route 66.
Went to New York then, because all the photos are there.
We've got loads of photos with it. Then he imported it to the UK.
What's the miles on this car?
15,000 miles. There is enough paperwork to say that looks right, but the thing for me is look at the seats.
I think this is why we like this car so much, and we all agreed on it, that it looks like it's done 15,000 miles. The interior, even on the ones that we've had restored, are never as good as that. There's always, the American cars always get slated for the interiors being a bit plasticky, a little bit finicky. That is not the case. There is not a button out of place, there's no wear to anything, there's no stickiness to the buttons, the dials, everything is saying the mileage is right.
The textured plastic under the bonnet, that's never seen water. It's not.
Is the best fiberglass we've had through our doors.
I mean, it looks fairly like that car's not been painted. We don't think it's been painted.
Definitely not. You wouldn't. The finish is bang on all the way across. It is just an all-rounder. Like I say, there's always something wrong with them that we find, whether the seat's split or it's uncomfy or the headline or anything. And we've been on this car and it is, absolutely perfect.
And normally they've got something to not buy it, so it's the wrong colour, or it's I wish it was a manual or whatever, whereas that ticks. If you want a Corvette, you want a manual.
What a white and red.
It's 80s. I mean, you know, like you get a shirt with the buttons down, set of aviators. Want to get a Tom Selleck?
A bit Caterpillar task, shirt, button undone, and you're just cool as penguin piss, really, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think I'd say that about that car, but I just think it's gorgeous.
Well, you didn't think you were going to say it's as cool as penguin piss about that car, but then
you think the same about that XJS, though?
That is cool. That is cool. Again,
British equivalent, really.
Well, it is. It's you know, it's the body kit, it's the colour, the wheels, everything about this car for us. It shows 33,000 miles on it, doesn't it? The guy that we sold this to, was it 2 years ago, has spent like $3,000 underneath it.
He spent good money on it. His plan was to use it all the time. As with everything, it has barely turned a wheel.
I'm into this car now. I was into it last time. I'm still the same feelings about it now, because I just think, as far as an XJS go, they are so cheap. At some point, they have to rise back up. They haven't ever gone up yet.
Scruffy ones are disappearing, and that's the main thing. The sooner the bad ones come off the road.
I wouldn't even touch it. I'd just cruise around in that, thinking that I'm as cool as penguin piss, bro.
Do you know what the weird thing is that we're really into? I'm talking about cars we're into. Weirdly, I'm really into the Rover.
Where's the thing? We've got these three cars lined up.
It's not a V8, I know. I'm into the Rover that's not a V8. It is just, I know I've said it before, box fresh, right? You were the coolest geography teacher back in the day rocking one of these, weren't you? You know what I mean? You had your cagoule in the back, you were way off climbing on the weekend. You were mint.
That's a word, that. What a word.
Yeah, but what you'd have to have a weird colour cagoule to go with the red.
Yeah.
A yellow one or something.
Yeah.
With some toggles.
It'd just be one of them plastic ponchos, wouldn't it? Yeah. But no, like Charlie says, it's not a V8,
Well, I'll tell you what, we watched one go through another sale.
Yeah.
6 weeks ago, which is V8 on slightly more miles. This is done. So it shows 7,000. We had a documented speed of change. It's on 19,000, which is a very low. That one was a 30,000 mile V8, and that car did close to 16 grand. Yeah. We're talking sub 10 for a very late car.
7.8 on this.
It's got the most 80s steering wheel I think I've ever seen.
I think it's the most 80s car. It's sort of it is very.
It's peak Rover though, wasn't it?
Sort of like a metallic maroon, isn't it? It's a really weird colour. It's got
metallic maroon.
That's what I'm going with. It's got tan cloth. The cloth is like the comfiest seat I've ever been sat in.
It's just like sitting on an armchair.
And it's automatic. It's an absolute wafter. It's a wafter, that.
We've got photos of the old ownership. So it was, Grandad bought it brand new.
Did he?
He left it to his grandson, who then took it off the road in 2010. They then put it back on the road in 2014. It's had a respray, but it's been a good one, to be fair, because you've been right around it. You know your paintwork.
Nice job.
New brakes, carb tune-up, all that sort of stuff. You know, and it's done a few miles since, but not many. It's a really cool car. Again, it's unusual, quirky.
I'm into it. Again,
it's sort of.
Should we finish and stop boring these people after we've talked about a Beetle? I.e., Charlie and I are going to stand here and Toby's going to talk about a Beetle.
Right, I do appreciate all form of classic cars, but let's just let Toby get on. Toby, how did you get to work this morning, Toby?
Work?
Yeah.
You know what it is?
He was working out what you meant. What's work?
How did you get here this morning?
It's because we don't call it work when we love it this much. I drove my Beetle, my classic Beetle.
Right, we'll just move out the way out of the shot. Go on, Tubbs. Go on.
It's cool. Beetles are the best. There was a reason they were called the car of the people. That's basically what I'm going with. They're just so mint.
I wouldn't pull on that thread because there was another reason why it was called the car of the people, but alright.
But okay, we're not going to go back in our ancestry.
Mention the dictator then.
Who are you? No, this one is. We've sold loads of Beetles, haven't we?
Probably 20 to 30 Beetles just this year.
Yeah.
And this is the second one. I'm going to say that because the last one, that blue one, was gorgeous.
Yeah.
This is probably a little bit better.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's a bit of a. It's a bit of a better spec. It's a better spec car and whatnot. But
It's a little bit confusing because it's got later bumpers on it, but I like that.
so it's a 73 car with 75 or 76 bumpers on.
No, it's not.
I don't know because I don't go past 73. Mine's a 72. I'm cool. But no,
It's the right colour.
it's the right colour. Beetles, you can leave them sitting and don't start. This thing starts up. The bodywork's fantastic. The door gap's good.
It's been
Yes, this usually going to get really shocked. It hasn't been dropped on its bottom like most of them have.
Like yours.
Like mine has. It's just you can go two ways. You can drive it, love it, enjoy it, or you can drop it on its bottom and have fun in it. But it's just there to go.
You pulled this into the hole. Did you kind of go, well, actually, the standard ride height might be a little
I
bit
didn't
better?
go like I was having an epileptic fit because it didn't bottom out. But no, really, really good.
Engine's sweet on it. The interior is very good. Nice bit of paperwork with it.
So 10 again?
Well, you know, as a classic to just go and enjoy. And you can put your own stamp on a Beetle. You can put some lamps on it, put some wheels on it. You can do what you want.
You can get all the parts should you need them. This one, to me, it doesn't need them. They are
Little basket on there.
easy to drive.
Yeah.
They're easy to maintain. Your average man, or man,
Buy any coolant.
no, mine's just dropped. Average man or woman can repair them at home. I know we say entry level, but for me, Beetles are the phenomenal entry level or good all-round classic. And this one is a very, very nice one, and I got really excited about that too much. And it's not Ford.
Beetles and Fords, and that's it. But
So like Toby said at the start, we've got 161 cars in this October auction.
this is just a handful of the stuff again. A mad variation on
Big variation. We've got some nice modern stuff. We've got a lovely GTC Bentley convertible. We've got nice rollers, Fords, weird Fiats you've never seen before, and plenty of other stuff. Some motorbikes, some memorabilia. Everything's got a video. Everything's got a load of photographs on the website. Have a good look. We're open every day. Come and have a look yourself. If you can't get here, let us know. We can do video calls. We can let you know anything you want to know. We are the most approachable auction house in the country. I'll stand on that with anybody. Anything else you want to... He might not be.
We've got the best looking staff as well.
If you say so. Anything else at all you want to know, please just let us know. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.